I signed up for counseling as well with a place in downtown Phoenix that was recommended by someone because my anxiety, I'm working on controlling it right here, but my negativity, the things that I think should be done right and are not being done right are causing me.
What is that causing you?
I'm a black or white person. For me, there is no gray.
Okay.
So I see a lot of things that don't happen how I think they should, and I feel like
you have a lot of expectations of the future event.
Yes, and people. It's an issue for me.
So future event, and that has become your habit.
Yes.
And that habit, when that future event does not bring the outcome you have expected, and it causes you anxious.
And frustration.
Okay. Yeah. It causes you frustration. I could see that. Frustration, anxiety, fear. And also sometimes it causes you disturbed sleep.
Yeah.
Disturbed sleep, yeah.
Yeah.
So this what I'm guiding you, and it is, sometimes people say that it is more than counseling. So ours is purely based on the positive counseling. Positive. Now, today we are going to understand why anxiety, what causes the anxiety, how anxiety, where the anxiety lives, and how to transform the mind, transcend the anxiety, and live in peace and happiness.
Yeah.
So you are logical, I know you are intelligent, so we'll work on.
I googled the IQ thing.
Yeah.
It was true.
Very good. Thank God it became true.
I told Eric about it.
You told Eric?
That means I'm smarter than you.
I keep my knowledge up to date.
Yes.
I don't leave that. I study a lot.
Yeah. My dad's like that too. He works, and then as soon as he gets home, he's reading until he goes.
But I have a master's in psychology. So instead of going into modern counseling, I do this kind, because this is more holistic.
Yes.
And integral, rather than
yeah.
In modern psychotherapy, they dig deep into your unconscious. Okay, you have anxiety. Tell me again, how many times you were anxious last week? No, I'm not interested in that.
Yeah.
I'm interested in your progress. It's a positive side.
Yes.
But today we are going to answer and understand what, why, how, where, when.
Every day.
All the questions. So you bring in your mind consciously, the moment that any incident happens, and you are observing, or you are feeling that you are going down into the anxiety, and bring in these simple principles. At the moment, this is what happened. This is why the anxiety is. And the moment your mind declares that, the anxiety has to drop down. Why? Why it will drop down? The moment you remember the principle, the knowledge is realized in higher state of awareness. This is also a sign of anxiety when you are moving all the way.
It's very hard to not
You're not doing now. You're not doing now.
It's hard to break the cycle.
So every time you simply become aware, you're not doing it, you have already broken the cycle.
Yes, yes.
This is the principle. The moment the mind is so much obsessed with the complexity that it considers the simple thing as a complex. Another principle, you can tell her. Even in business, we mess up the thing and we become so much, we feel, oh, there's a lot of complications in that. The complication has become a new normal in our life. Because that is normal, so that we consider simple and remaining at ease is such a difficult thing to do.
Yeah.
You are not doing it. You see that?
Yeah.
Do you understand? Complications, complexities have become a new normal because of heavy conditioning in our life.
Yes, like yesterday I was at home. I decided to not do any work related thing when I got to the house. And I found myself on the couch and I kept thinking, I'm wasting my hours here.
Why didn't you do the practice?
I did the practice in the morning and then I did the practice before I went to sleep.
Before you went to the sleep, but when your mind told to you that I have not to do anything, you should have switched on that practice. See that? You lost that point.
Yeah.
So when you say that I will not do any work related to the office, why? Answer why. Because I want to remain relaxed. Now the third point comes, let me switch on to the practice and do the practice and enjoy that.
I did not think about doing that.
Is it right?
Yes.
Yeah? See, that is what happens. Now just, let us only 10 minutes lie down on the back and then we will return and talk about this. I found out that you are contemplating and reflecting, guys, so it is good to give you this talk, but after the practice, first close your eyes. Eyes are closed. Gently. You see that you return home from your office, tell your mind, I will not do anything for an hour. And this practice is simply doing nothing. So you have to recall in your mind and then move into the practice. This practice is a non-practice. Being comfortable, is it you need to work hard on this? No. Look at the neck joint, feel the sensation and experience being comfortable and steadiness. Shoulder joints, sensation being comfortable and steadiness. I noted a very good statement that where you become aware, you raise your level of awareness has gone up, and that helps you to prevent to move into that level of anxiety. Now you have to listen to this, do this practice. Now see what we are doing. You look at the shoulder joint. When you look at the shoulder joint and you feel the sensation, you are already raising your awareness level. Further, your awareness goes up further when you experience the sensation and you know that it is comfortable. Okay? And at the same time, you raise your awareness further when you experience the sense of steadiness. We are understanding, we are so-called practicing, which is a non-practice, can be done anytime, anywhere, in any situation, and there is a freedom from these challenges of anxiety. Now compare this. When I told you, look at your fingers, I did not tell you to stop it. And you raise your awareness about the fingers, there is a sense of steadiness and it was comfortable. This is what we are doing. My friend, one has to go deep down and contemplate and reflect. So from today, any practice that you do it. And before going to sleep, you listen to any talk, and then you have to contemplate. Ask yourself, what are the main points? Here are the main points, main bullets. And then you ask your mind what this bullet means, what this bullet point means. That will help you to go deeper. Look at the hip joint. Now see, level of awareness, 5%. Awareness of the hip joint, feeling the sensation, 25%. Now knowledge that it is comfortable, 75%. Experience of steadiness, 100% awareness. In 100% awareness, the mind never asks you to do anything. It doesn't wander. It is not fragmented. And when it is not fragmented, you are at ease, you are comfortable, you feel the sensation, you have a sense of steadiness. The entire body is comfortable. Entire body is comfortable. You're not going, now look at it. So once you experience the sense of being comfortable and the sense of steadiness, amid any activity, at office, at home, driving, and I'll tell you something great when you return. Now, another step is looking at the head and the neck and being there. So our goal, remember, goal is to move the mind within, live within, and awaken within. Look at the head and the neck. So now the mind is there. You are already raising your awareness, because the mind is heavily conditioned, so it doesn't consider this is a rise in awareness. My friend, please understand, contemplate and reflect. You pick up these 2 steps, and in this week it will take you to totally in a different dimension of life. Look at the head and the neck, be there, sensation, experience of deepening of the sensation, relaxation, and stillness. So you are raising your awareness step by step. But what is important, the mind moves and it is aware, picking up the sensation, picking up the moment and the flashes of relaxation and the stillness. That works. But if your mind moves into the same complexities, heavy conditioning returns, then even if I continue to speak for 5 hours, nothing will happen. So what is important? Knowledge. First, the knowledge should inspire you. How it will inspire you? When you contemplate, you reflect on, you think about it. You are in a restroom, you can think about it. You are drinking, you can think about it. You are in the office, you can think about it. Where is the problem? But we do not do this. That is why it is taking a long time. Look at the right arm. Right arm. Feel the sensation, relaxation and the stillness. Left arm. First you check. How do you know that you raise your awareness, your mind is looking at the left arm? What it means by looking at the left arm? You feel the sensation without even any movement. But you continue to be there, so then it gives you another moment, another raise in awareness, a sense of relaxation, and then it gives you the stillness. Chest in the belly. Same, see that we are going a little deeper into it. Chest in the belly, sensation and relaxation. And the stillness. Right leg, sensation, relaxation and stillness. Left leg, sensation, relaxation and stillness. The entire body, sensation, relaxation and stillness. You move the mind on the entire body. How long it takes? Can't you move your mind when your eyes are open? Yes. When you are in the office? Yes. When you are at home? Yes. So instant the mind is thinking about anxiety, it is expecting the anxiety and the symptoms of it. Why don't you expect? Raise in awareness. By looking, feeling the body, mentally, experiencing that sense of relaxation and stillness. It's a matter of your choice. And that choice comes when you understand these principles clearly. How do you understand? When you contemplate. What it means by contemplation. Anywhere and everywhere. Oh, what this beer guy taught me today, taught me last week. Let my mind create a bullet point in the head. Oh, first, this is the first point. This is the second. This is the moment your mind starts thinking, the mind moves within and you'll find a change. Who knows? The next week will be, you will say, yes, now you teach me something deeper. I have no anxiety. It all depends on the choice. Now in that state of sensation, relaxation and stillness, look at the breath. What it means by looking at the breath? It is also looking at the breath means that you have raised your awareness. And what it means by raising your awareness, the mind which was facing the world, now it is facing within, deep inside. And where the breath awareness helps. Now, how to raise your awareness? Remember the three-pointed awareness of the breath that I discussed every time. The breath, look at the breath, know the breath. Look at the breath and then know the breath that is going in and out. First point of awareness. Any moment the mind is upset and you move the mind on the breath, first point of awareness. With the second point that you feel the sensation of the breath. Third point is that you do not change the rate and the rhythm of the breath. I'm challenging you this week. Now see, at this moment, you have already achieved the state of sensation, relaxation and stillness, and you can still maintain the three-pointed awareness of the breath. What is three-pointed awareness of the breath? You know the breath is going in and out. Knowing means rise in awareness. Feeling the sensation, further rise. No change in the rate and the rhythm of the breath, further rise in awareness. And that will drop that sense of anxiety and the duality and the conflict and the confusion. But your mind may say, no, sometime it happens and sometime it does not happen. I agree with you. So what should we do? The mind says, give me something more. This three-pointed awareness is a higher one, but if mind expects more, something different and more, and anxiety is not going, then you start adding the fourth point of awareness. You start deep, silent, slow breathing, first from the belly, then from the rib cage. Make it clear. First you inhale, little deeper into the belly goes up, then into your rib cage, and you breathe out. You breathe out from the belly, then you breathe out from the ribs. Make it sure. So you are connecting. The fourth point of awareness is that the breath is deep, silent and slow, no noise. And with that deep, silent, slow breath, you first inhale into the belly and the ribs, then the ribs, and you exhale from the belly, then the ribs. And it should be little deeper than the normal breath. And make it sure nobody is going to notice except the guide and the mentor like me. So it is deep, silent and slow. So you added the fourth point of awareness. When I say three-pointed awareness, four-pointed awareness of the breath, so every point raises your bar of awareness. And that can be done at any time, anywhere, in the midst of any activities. And the fifth point that maintains the mind living with it. And it is so simple. You can say fifth or you can say fifth and the sixth. The moment the breath is going in, you're looking inside into the inner space and saying, I'm in peace. Breath is coming out, you are aware of the outer space. I'm in peace. Or if you like mantra, Shantoham, when the breath goes in, when the breath comes out. All these steps, almost a non-practice except the deep, silent, slow breathing. Now, another point of revelation. If you are breathing deep, silent and slow, it means both from the belly and the rib cage, 24/7. What should you do from today once the session ends? When the mind is not doing anything, bring it to the deep, silent, slow breathing and start breathing deep, first into the belly, then into the rib cage. In the office, in the restroom, when you're sleeping, before going to sleep, when you wake up and remember, oh, That guy told me to do this. Oh, let me do it even 10 breaths. Okay, I'm in the kitchen, let me do it. Another 10 breaths. Now I'm walking, let me do the 10 breaths. Oh, no, I'm receiving a call. Then what? Let me do it. So you can pick up only one point, but also every time you know all the 4 steps are natural. Leave this, do nothing. Just do nothing. You told me that yes, I wanted to do nothing when I return home of any work work related to the office. But at least we are alive, the mind is working. So the mind creates a conditioning. I will not do any office work that will help me relax. That never happens. Then the mind complains, I have wasted an hour. So, first thing when you say, okay, for 1 hour I will not do any work that draws my mind outside, let me do it. Let me move into the practice and move my mind inside and then see what happens. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Wait for a while and see and experience and check in what state you are and what exactly you did. You did nothing. Bring your awareness on the right hand, your awareness on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside. Know your experiences. Bring the hands down and sit down. How are you, my friend?
Much better.
Did we do anything? We did nothing.
No.
Huh?
It was hard at the beginning to not let my mind wander.
Then what happened?
It got easier.
Then it got it here. There are 8 factors that causes the anxiety, and you have revealed the first factor. So I'm continuing. You are doing the practice and followed by understanding the principle. What it means that your mind was not here. So when the mind is not here, it means the mind was there. And there means the world outside. Whatever you are saying, I'm just explaining that. I don't know anything. Yeah? When you said, my mind was not here, so my mind was in the world outside. Right? Now this mind in the world outside can go only to the, or you can say the 4 groups of the things of the world. There is no 5th. So when I become aware, either the first group is people, second group is place, third group is object, fourth group is time. People at home, strangers, people in the office, Eric, people, client, customer, people, one group. Second group, place, here, home, office, highway, freeway, that is a mall, different places. Third group, object. What is that object? It may be any object, your dress, your clothes, your car, any object. Object, articles, things at home, in the office, smartphone, anything. Three groups. And fourth group is the time.
Where do dogs fall? Where do the dogs fall?
Dogs fall in the objects.
No, they're people to me.
Okay. Let us consider them, categorize them into the people. That doesn't make any difference. That doesn't make any difference. Some people, it's okay. So any living entity, either we say living object, that differentiates us from the rest of the living species. With that reference, when we understand something.
Yes.
Well, if you consider that under the category of a human being, I have no objection to it. I have no objection. First thing, did you understand this point?
Yes.
The anxiety begins, which is not noticed by you. Anxiety, the journey of the anxiety has already started when this mind is going after the world outside. Any object which gives you pleasure, that we will understand later, which gives you pain, obviously anxiety is already there. Even when it gives you the pleasure, the anxiety is already hiding behind that pleasure. I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
So the first thing to understand, I appreciate that you Googled out, always Google out whatever I say, but you may not find these principles on the Google. But whatever, but some of the principles. Clear?
Yes.
That this mind runs after the objects of the world outside. These objects can be categorized into 4 categories. I did not have any objection, even if you put all the dogs and cats into the human group. I have no problem. Right, first thing. Right? Now ask the second thing, that everyone's mind is moving outside. It is running after the objects of the world outside. But the objects are different from one person's mind to the other person's mind. That is very clear. You have a different object in the mind. Your husband has a different object in the mind. And your father has a different object in the mind. Eric has a different object in the mind. Why?
Why? People are different.
Why we are different? Second factor of causing the anxiety, which we don't notice, is my attachment. There is some inner attachment which I don't notice. That is how you remember your dear dog. I'm answering you, whatever the statement that you made, I'm answering you from there. Did you understand?
So we get attached to.
But I don't notice there is an attachment. So first is object, second is attachment. So this attachment are of 2 kinds. I hate this guy. So I don't want to see this guy in my life, but I'm still thinking about that guy. So that is also an attachment. Do you see that?
Yes.
Huh? I like this guy. I want to meet you every day. It gives me a pleasure. Yeah? When we, shake our hands, oh, pleasure to meet you. Pleasure. But sometimes we say pleasure to meet you, but we don't like that guy. It happened? Mm-hmm. Huh? Right?
Yes.
It happens. Remember, if you remember any one of these 8 factors during the day, it will heighten your awareness from 0% to 100%. And the anxiety will flee completely. No nervousness, no anxiety, but with understanding, not simply repeating. If the doctor prescribes some medicine,
I'm not going to take it.
No, not taking. No, I'm just giving an example. So you read the prescription by simply repeating and reading the prescription, no disease is treated. You have to take it. Similarly, this is the treatment.
Yes.
These are the different pills.
Yes.
With understanding. The first is object, clear. Objects are categorized into 4 groups. So you have to examine where the mind is running. And you have an answer why the mind is running there, because of attachment. Second factor, second prescription. Clear?
Yes.
You have to listen to this. It will not happen. I know people having an extra intelligence intellectualizes. They don't feel it.
Some of my issues come from what I call caring too much.
Yeah. So that caring too much is included in the attachment.
Yes, which now I
Realize.
see that.
Very good. I like it. I like it. You are wise enough to. So now see that first is object, second is attachment. So I'm using only a single word, but I have already explained to you. Caring is also attachment. Disliking, I don't want to meet this guy. That is also an attachment.
Yes, because it's affecting.
It is affecting your mind, and that mind has picked up the object from outside. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. So object attachment. Now the third factor. You don't notice, but it creates a desire in the mind, in the background. Because of that desire, your mind says, I don't want to meet this guy, I want to meet this guy. I like this guy, it gives me pleasure, it gives me displeasure. Are you getting it?
Yes.
A little subtle principle, but I'll repeat it again. So you see that? So everything, sometimes you have an automatic coffee machine, you put everything, and then you are watching TV. So everything is cooking inside, happening inside. Same thing is happening from objects to attachment to the desire. Right?
Yes.
Now we need to understand clearly the desire that you talked today. You made a statement, and that you will recall once I explain it. What exactly is this desire? What do you mean by desire? Desire, first factor. Desire has 3 elements. First element, I am seeking something other than me. I'm thinking about a guy which I don't like. So I create a desire, no, he should not come to me. So it means I'm seeking something other than me.
Okay.
Am I clear? So when you're going home, I love you, honey, so I'm seeking something other than me. Clear?
Yes.
Right? Are you clear?
Yes, yes.
So we are opening up that desire. Why we are opening up the desire? It is happening deep at the subconscious level, of which I am not aware, responsible for my anxiety and the suffering. Right? So we are understanding this. First point, I am seeking something other than me. Answer it. Why you are seeking something other than yourself? Why? Because I experience a sense of incompleteness. Because I experience the true happiness will come if I seek others, either in terms of not meeting, either in terms of meeting, either in terms of upgrading my phone, either buying new clothes, whatever it is, lot of stuff. Yeah? And that relates to object.
Yes.
Object, attachment, desire. So what I'm explaining, the first factor of a desire is, my mind is constantly seeking something other than me. That is why you made a statement, I'm an idealist, I'm caring people too much. And you made some statement, I'm black and white.
Yes.
I'm a black and white person, and you said that expectations of future event, when it is not fulfilled, it leads me to frustration and anxiety. Right?
Yes.
Clear. So now put it here. Desire means seeking something other than me in the world outside, of which I am attached. That is why I have an expectation of future event. Am I right?
Yes.
No, be very clear. When you have to think like this in your head. That is why I'm putting these statements. Understanding? Again I'm repeating. And now I'm adding all the three elements. Desire means I am seeking something other than me, outside, in the world, getting attached in order to get happiness. So in order to get happiness from that object, it means I'm projecting happiness if my future event is done according to my expectation.
Does that mean that I shouldn't care? I should not.
No. So this statement of the mind is coming from the same object, attachment and desire. Whether I like a person, you should come to me. I hate this guy, don't come to me. You have to find the answer in the middle. Not, it means I don't care. Let it happen what happens. No. What mind is? What kind of a mind that is? That mind is mind of anxiety. Now see, pendulum, have you seen the pendulum?
Yes.
I have lot of expectations. Now you leave this. So where this pendulum goes?
To the other extreme.
I don't like. I like. I will do. I will not do. I will do. I will not do.
There is no middle.
Are you getting it?
Yes.
It must go, the moment it goes into the head, you digest. First, you have to contemplate, you have to repeat in your mind from the head as many times until that knowledge descends down into the heart. It becomes your knowledge. And when you do the practice, you experience, yes, this is true. It is not that I'm telling you that is why it is true. It has been taught for the last 10 years. I have told you that these principles cannot be upgraded, cannot be updated. They are common to an entire human race, except dogs. Except dogs, yeah? So the first, did you understand? object. Second is attachment.
Yes.
That is cooking inside, deep inside, of which I am not aware. It comes by default. There is no reason why you say, for example, you like this green carpet. We don't have any reason. The guy likes the white color. We don't have any reason. By default. So that by default is coming from our deep inside the mind. So object, attachment, desire. So you have understood the three factors of desire. I am seeking something outside because I am incomplete. Because I am complete, I am projecting happiness there. Honey, can you make me happy? No, honey can make anyone happy. Forget about it. First you have to discover happiness inside.
Yes.
That is the path. That is the middle path.
I agree with that statement.
You agree?
Yes.
You have to follow. So now understand. So fourth factor I am coming to. Object, attachment, desire. So desire contains a lot of elements. I am projecting happiness in others, but happiness is not there. Again I am projecting happiness. I heard that one American married 8 times and 9th time he went to a psychiatrist and asked that, can you tell me, is the problems related to all the previous wives or to me?
You should have known that after the third one.
You see that? So because I don't see that. Why I don't see that? It is happening deep at the subconscious level. So when you ask the questions in your head, you get a right knowledge. So again, now the fourth factor is coming. Object, attachment, desire. And because of continuous movement of the mind at the subconscious level with lot of desires, including this expectation, the fourth factor is the confusion. So when I experience that confusion, that expresses itself either in anxiety, in anger, in reaction, in duality, impatience. Are you understanding that?
Yes.
See the clarity of these masters, the wisdom, that knowledge. But they do not stop here. That is what we are covering today. So what is the first factor?
Object.
Yeah, objects of the world, categorized into 4 categories. My honey is not responsible for my sorrow, but it is the attachment to the honey causes the desire that leads to the confusion. Clear? So I'm answering your question. It means we should drop doing anything? No. We should be doing the things rightly. What is right and good? Are you clear, my friend?
But the things such as?
We are coming here. So first, object, attachment, desire. Fourth is confusion. Now the mind is already confused at a subconscious level. So it is ready to give a trigger at the outer level. So what trigger works? That trigger may be a person, that trigger may be a car, that trigger may be a phone call, that trigger is outside, the same object. And that object aligns with that pressure, gives you loss of memory. So now you raise your anxiety level. First the confusion, and because now you have lost memory, there is no reason to be anxious. Then I forget it. What I forget? What is right and good? There is no reason. There is no reason, and still I'm. So that is what is explained as loss of memory. Clear?
Yes.
Now intellectually, you're intelligent. Intellectually you know that anxiety is nothing but unfounded worries. They have no basis. The modern science says no basis at all. Right?
Yes.
Intellectually, I understand. So when I'm in peace, I can talk about it. But when the anxiety takes over me, my intelligence is trapped.
Yes.
Clear? Huh? At that moment, there is no intelligence, and that intelligence strips my awareness. So that factor is known as loss of intelligence. First is object, attachment, desire, confusion, loss of memory, loss of intelligence. When all the 6 factors now are working together, it leads to delusion, or you can say illusion. What is delusion? A wrong perception of the event and a person and a thing. The expectation reduces the joy. Expectation from yourself to change and raise your awareness to live in peace will always help you. But expectation from others, object. The entire circle begins. Object, attachment, desire, confusion, loss of memory, loss of intelligence, delusion. Why you did not complete this? I told you. I gave you everything. How can you change their mindset? How can you change the mindset of others? How can you change the mind of others when you are not ready to change your own mind? So your mind struggles. I don't want to change. I will remain in anxiety. But I have a lot of expectations from you. You don't meet my expectation. What is this mind known as? Confusion, loss of memory, loss of intelligence. Hold on. So I learned after many years of practices, lot of practices, and with this knowledge my master used. The moment I said, my honey today got me upset, my master said, you stop this nonsense. Go back, contemplate and reflect, and tell me, explain me the entire road map, how your honey made you upset. Did your honey touch you? No. Slapped you? No. Abused you? No. Why you're upset? Upset means a sense of anxiety, anger, hesitation. I said nothing of this sort. Your crazy mind gave interpretation about her particular speech or act based on object, attachment, desire, confusion. Are you understanding?
Yes.
loss of memory.
Because that happens to me on a daily basis.
I like it because you are laughing. It means you are understanding. Now see that? And once I realized that, my goodness, yes, Master, you are right. And then I made other people anxious because then I continued laughing and smiling. No issue at all. No issue. See that? See that? 8 factors creates a vicious circle, and that vicious circle creates one set of anxiety. Then it accumulates those impressions. Triggering factor from outside comes, the anxiety level goes up as an impression, accumulated impression in the mind. So there is a storehouse of memory. And that storehouse of memory, if these moments of anxiety continues for about 6 months, it is known as chronic, according to modern science. And from the chronic, it becomes an obsession. What is that obsession? I want to remain in anxiety. The mind goes here and it says no. Again it returns here. No, you weird guy, you explain me everything, but you know I have other problems also. The mind takes another route. It doesn't stick to that. And that causes further challenges. So follow what my master said. My master said to you, close your eyes and go back. So I came back and I said, yes, you are right. Nobody else is responsible for my sorrow and happiness. I expect you to change, but that expectation is with a mental clarity. As a mentor and a guide, I should say so. I will continue to say so with love, with care and affection. But it does not mean that I should become upset because you are not changed. You have not completed.
It's hard for people to change.
So that anxious mind is making this statement. My friend, understand that. Now I can be little more frank and open to you, little harder to you. Anxious mind makes a statement, it is hard for the people to change. Now where the mind is? The mind is still outside. What I am saying, I am guiding you, I am mentoring you, I am requesting you to change.
Yes.
Don't journalize this to the other.
I know, but it has been almost 32 years of the same pattern and the same behavior.
My master told me, I can give you a couple of these examples and you have to keep in your head. Anytime this statement comes, your mind makes this statement that it has been 32 years. Mm-hmm. Then my master said that, there was a boy, he wanted a light. He entered into the room that was total darkness. So he thought that he should take a dustbin and fill the darkness, and then he should throw that darkness out of the room. Nothing happened. Exhausted for years and years together, the master came and he switched on the light, the darkness. Even if that darkness is for 50 years. So the mind is rationalizing.
Yes.
Right? See? So remember, the darkness can be removed within a fraction of a second. So this journey is awakening to the knowledge of the self. The self can never be in anxiety. It is a perpetual state of calmness and peace and happiness. There is a permanent state of peace and happiness lies there. It cannot enter into anxiety. I am experiencing anxiety because of my wrong perception, because of these 8 factors. Are you anxious now?
No.
Where 32 years have gone? Tell me. You see that? Your argument has dropped. If it is continuing for 32 years, then you are in anxiety during sleep, you are in anxiety while looking, you are in anxiety while driving, you are in anxiety while in a restroom, you are in anxiety while lying on the bed. No, that is not true. You cannot say that I am in anxiety all the time.
No.
Yeah? Are you clear?
Yes.
how the mind that claims you have been 32 years with that anxiety is false, is not true. So you have to give these thoughts to your head so that the mind removes that doubt. It leads you to the conviction. So there is no doubt and there is a conviction. This knowledge will descend into the heart. Only then you have a feeling. I remember from your 32 years of example, I had women senior when I was working in Ministry of, I used to work in health ministry in India. So it has been only 5 years of working, and that women has worked for 25 years. So she told me, pay attention, it is all because of blessings of my master on me. I was very clear. I never used to complicate the issue. I used to be very simple. Very simple. I used to look at the simple and the things that is ease. So women told me one day, you know that I have 25 years of experience, and she constantly repeats every time I used to go to the office. It irritates you sometimes. So I normally wait in my relationship at least 7 times. I don't say anything. I withdraw myself. You're right, ma'am, you're good. You're God, you're my boss. But when she repeated on the 7th time, I said, ma'am, can you sit? I have urgent thing to talk. You repeated 1 year experience 25 times. That is what you claim it is 25 years experience. I have been working here for 5 years only. And every year I gain new experiences. I started new project. I was creative enough. How do you know it? Here is the record. And that is why I'm closer to the minister. There you have a minister. I'm very close to my health minister who wants a creativity, and he doesn't even talk to you. Main point. 1 year of your anxiety experience is being repeated 32 years. Are you clear?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
No. So when you remember these statements inside your head and you contemplate, that loss of intelligence will not happen. When the loss of intelligence doesn't happen, the loss of memory will not happen. When the loss of memory is caused by the confusion, there will be no confusion. Even if it is 40 years I lived in anxiety, it is like a darkness. Let me switch on the light and the darkness is gone. But this should inspire you. A self-inspiration. Self-inspiration, that inspiration will motivate you to pick up these practices. Oh, let me do the practice. The moment you do the 10, 15, 20 deep breath and experience the mind is moving inside, the life will change. You will know that 32 years doesn't stand on your brain. Are you clear? Huh? Are you clear? So understand that first